Good morning all, it's Gavin here, Sarah's hubby. Yes, another day off. Looking forward to getting back to work though very soon, i.e. tomorrow. Going to be driving hither and thither, delivering all sorts of interesting and wonderful things. But the thing that keeps me going, and the thing that this is day 16, and I've noticed that since I've been on this journey, I've had a little bit more vitality first thing in the morning. Look, I know I've got the old, age lines thing going, and anybody who's, who gets over 30 starts to develop these. I don't look at them as a negative. I look at them as, well, I've earned every single one of them, and I'm sure there's many out there who could relate to that. But I've noticed that for someone who's got a few more miles on the clock than he wished he did have, I'm certainly able to get up in the morning and get on with the day. Like for years now, I'd say going back even a month ago, and this has been what's happened to me for many years. It was getting harder and harder to get out of bed. You go, oh, do I have to? Oh God. And you're looking at your day more as a chore rather than the adventure it should be. Every day should be an adventure. And looking at life from a bit of a funny side of things, like, the adventure, if you've got children, the adventure of not choking them to death sometimes, particularly when they get to teenage years. I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there who could relate to that too. The old-fashioned, clean your room. Why? Because I can hear the pygmies drumming in there. Like, come on. No. It's like talking to a brick wall. But you can't go in there and do it for them, because if you do, then they get into the habit of, well, it doesn't matter about living like garbage because someone will always clean it up after me. I'm a strong proponent that kids have to be tamed to live in this world, so it's our job as parents to tame them and teach them how to be functioning members of society. Some people would find that absolutely abhorrent. Oh well. My thing is, I'm raising my boys to be decent young men who can look after themselves. And looking after themselves is a process of education, and it's not just learning how to fight, duke it out. It is learning how to look after yourself. Now, Sarah's already taught both boys how to do a minimal amount of cooking, so a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old would know enough about how to cook for themselves if something happened. Sarah and I ended up in the hospital for some reason. Theoretically, whilst the food lasted in the house, oh, another ambulance, somebody else is in trauma. That's just the highway over there. Normally you don't hear much. Gee whiz, there's quite a few today. That's why I always say, people, no trip is worth dying for. Let's make it an effort to make the police and emergency services redundant. A, don't commit crime. Make the police redundant. A, don't light fires. Make the fireys redundant. 3, don't do stupid shit and cause yourself to have to go to hospital and have the ambos come and collect you. Let's make the ambos redundant. Now, I know it's extremely stupidly simplistic, but you hear so many people whinge and whine about, oh, I got pulled over. Oh. Okay, you got pulled over. Yeah, all right, you copped a ticket. Right, you must have been doing something bad enough to get the attention of the coppers in the first place to get pulled over, because let's face it, most coppers, and I used to be one, they really don't want the paperwork. So sometimes people need to get their own attitudes out of the way and start realizing, well, hey, if you do the wrong thing, you're gonna pay the price. If you don't like something, you change. not everybody else has to change for you. Society is the way it is. If you don't like things going on, you get out of your own way and you change. Same thing as I've been trying to teach my boys, like before we were interrupted by the sirens, is young men need to be able to learn how to look after themselves. So Sarah's been teaching them how to cook and look after themselves in that manner. I've been teaching them how to try to avoid a dust up by using their brains instead of their brawn, because invariably at some point they may have to use their knuckles to get out of a situation, but if they've gotten into that situation, they've already lost. So my thing is I'm trying to educate them on how to avoid the pitfalls of having a dust up in the first place. So because I've seen too much tragedy, and I've had to give families terrible messages about the passing of a loved one because of stupid actions of themselves and others. So I don't ever want to receive one of those visits by the police. So, and I'm sure many of you out there would be horrified if that happened to you. And I try to teach my boys the very real consequences of what can happen if they're stupid. Boys will be boys. That's a famous old saying, and it is 100% true. They need to test their boundaries. It's one of those things, but it's beholden on the parents to teach them consequences. So whether or not you use corporal punishment, and I believe that there's well and truly a place for corporal punishment. Let's face it, if a child won't listen to you because you haven't trained them to listen to you, or you haven't educated them properly to listen to you over many years, then sometimes a clip around the ear, as a figure of speech, a slap on the bottom with an open hand, is sometimes a justified use of force. Don't forget, under Queensland law in particular, the rule of domestic discipline, I'm not too sure if they've gotten rid of it yet. I know that they're trying to, but such force is reasonably necessary. Now, if you're talking about a 1-year-old, a tap is usually enough. It's something to make them go, oh, boo. If it's an 18-year-old man, may be what's required. It depends on the situation and the level of disrespect, the level of criminality of the incident that's going on around you, particularly for the older young man. Because I don't know about you guys, if I slap a 10-year-old on the backside for being rude, obnoxious, threatening to another child or another adult when they're 10, before the age of responsibility, and it makes them think then for the rest of their life, I can't do that without a consequence, then when they hit 18, they won't be rude and obnoxious, hopefully, to anybody else, particularly older generations, who have served this country in some manner or form, and hopefully they won't go to jail. Because let's face it, nobody wants their children in jail. Nobody wants to be in jail. That's why it's jail. It's a terrible flaming place. So, people can hate on me as much as I like for my political views in relation to smacking of children. I've got a lot of views, and I'm sure 90% of people out there would find something to be unhappy about with me. But I do what I do to try to look after my family the best way I can. And one of the ways I do that, getting to the point, is I want to be around. Now, I have mentioned in the past that I was putting on a fair bit of weight, and everybody knows that the leading causes of heart disease is weight, alcohol abuse, or smoking. So I don't smoke, only when I'm on fire. I don't drink as much as I used to. I used to, when I was in the coppers, would drink 2 bottles of scotch a week. that was bad. And now I've drunk 1 6-pack in 3 weeks. A 6-pack of mid-strength beer, by the way. I just haven't felt like drinking. And obviously I've been on that program now for the last 4 to 5 years of my own, trying to reduce my weight, but I haven't changed anything else. Like, I cut out sugar. That was a choice. I cut out wheat and that sort of thing. That was a choice, and it's had a positive effect on me. Have I missed some of the things? Yeah. I don't mind having a cream bun every now and then. Do I? I really don't want to now. Like, I've lived without it for so long. I go, oh, do you want a cream bun? No. Even when they're put in front of me, do you want one? No. So after a while, if you make a decision for you, it sticks. Now, I've lost a bit of weight, quite a bit actually. Now, I was at 120 kilos when I decided something's got to change. I weighed myself this morning, I'm 93. So I consider that pretty good. And I have been plateaued 94, 95, bouncing between those for months, close to 6 months, 7 months, just bouncing in between. Yeah. And since I've been on the ketones, as of this morning, I've lost another kilo, and that's in the last 2 weeks, because last week I dropped half a kilo, and now this week it's another half kilo, and nothing else in my life has changed except for these. So I'm putting it down to these helping, and that's all it is. It's an aid. So that's what's working for me. So if anybody wants to get further information, check the links below. They should be all there sooner or later. I don't do all the editing, but yeah, check the links below. Sarah's details will be there. You can ask her a lot more information. She's all full bottle on this stuff. I'm just telling you my personal experiences and my reasons for doing things. So yes, I got my little Soda King bottle again. It's full of water, nice and cold. I love it when the water's really, really cold. To me, it tastes better. And I've got a little screwdriver to help me open the packets, because I'm a bit of a Gumby and I've been having trouble opening them lately. I put it down to a senior's moment. So anyway, put that in. So you can see that I actually am using it. Now, this is the raspberry lemonade. It's an interesting flavour. It's not bad. I don't think it's as good to me personally as the lime thyme. I'm finding the lime thyme to me is one of my favourites, but this is quite good too. It's an interesting flavour, strawberry lemonade. Like, get your head around that one. Anyway, it's a nice start to the day, and I have to mow quite a few acres today, so that'll give me the buzz to get up, get it going, and actually do it. But look, everything I've said, I say from the heart. Take it for whatever you think it's worth. Some of the people who may see this were old work colleagues from my days in both the military and in the coppers, and all I can say is the friendships I had in those two organisations, because you rely on each other for your lives. I consider those men and women friends for life, and would do anything to help them at a moment's notice. So think what you will about people in the emergency services or the military. Think it's some sort of covert brotherhood, if you will. Just remember, they're people too, and they sometimes have to deal with the most horrific things you could ever imagine. They don't have a choice about it. It's what they're required to do as part of their employment, and sometimes I just need a bit of support. Like, yeah, I've copped traffic tickets since I've been in the job, and yeah, it's not nice, but by the same token, I did what I did, so I paid the price. We've all got to just take that big chill pill and stop getting so worked up over absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, you're only here for about 100 years. Why waste your life whinging, grizzling, moaning and complaining about it? Like, get a grip. So, there's a lot of great things in the world that we should be looking forward to, and watching our children grow up to be decent human beings and try to teach them wonderful life skills, to me, is the best antidote to depression. So, ladies and gentlemen, please have a great day. Hopefully you didn't party too hard yesterday for Australia Day and you're able to function today. I know this was ridiculously long video compared to what I normally do. Normally 4.5 minutes. This is, gee whiz, already 16. Look, have a great day. Look after yourselves. Take care. And day 16 for me is, to me, a fantastic day. I'm feeling great. I'm losing weight. Everything seems to be now starting to kick into place. My goal weight is 90 kilos to 89 kilos, and that would be the same weight plus 2 kilos of when I left the police academy when I was in my mid to early 20s. So that would be awesome to get back to that weight. And look, I may even do a shirt off when I hit that, to say, right, well, here I am, a crusty old 50-odd-year-old, and I don't have a belly hanging over my belt. I don't now, but I just want to get a bit more definition before I, embarrass myself to the world by taking my shirt off. So, you guys take care, have a lovely day, good luck with everything, and let's just make a decision just to be happy. People to be happy in this world instead of constantly at each other's throats. Okay, have a good day, stay safe out there, and peace to you all.